The Blind Beggar and the Genuine Coin. It was a scorching summer afternoon. The sun blazed fiercely overhead, the roads sizzled with heat, and people were busy with their daily routines. In the heart of the city, at an old intersection, sat an elderly beggar. His eyes were closed, his face etched with fatigue and the weight of many lonely years. In front of him sat a rusty iron bowl, which occasionally rang with the faint clink of coins. He was blind. There was no light in his eyes, but hope still flickered in his heart. Perhaps today someone would truly see his condition. Perhaps someone would give with sincerity. Every day, people passed by. Some tossed fake coins, others crumpled, torn notes. Some made videos, laughed at him and walked away. But the beggar never said a word. He would simply raise his hand and softly say, "May Allah bless your fate." You think I can't tell? Whether the coin is real or fake? I may be blind, but my heart is not deceived. He had been sitting there for years, witnessing the same cruelty, enduring the same pain, yet never once did his face show bitterness or hatred. His silence held patience, his wrinkles concealed untold stories, and his prayers carried a pain that went beyond words. One day, as usual, a group of young boys approached the intersection. They were laughing loudly. One of them pulled a shiny plastic coin from his pocket and tossed it into the beggar's bowl. "Here you go, old man, today you're rich!" They all burst into laughter and walked away. The beggar picked up the coin, felt it with his fingers. A faint smile appeared on his lips. "Fake, but it's okay. You gave it with laughter and joy. May Allah grant you wisdom." Night fell. The beggar returned to his small hut, situated at the edge of an old graveyard. Inside, there was a worn-out mat, a clay water pot, and a locked cupboard. He emptied the bowl, took out all the coins, and began to feel each one. He knew which ones were real and which were not. As he counted them, he looked towards the sky and whispered, "Oh my Lord, when will the day come when someone gives from the heart, truly and sincerely?" The next morning, the sun rose as always, but something special was destined for that day. The beggar sat at his usual spot. Suddenly, a 10-year-old boy approached. His clothes were old but neat. In his hand, he held a shiny coin, and in his eyes, a strange innocence. "Babaji, my mother says charity should be given with the heart. I saved this coin from my pocket money. It's for you." The boy placed the coin in the bowl and smiled silently. The beggar froze. He picked up the coin, felt it with his fingers, and the moment his heart recognized it, tears streamed from his eyes. His lips trembled. This is real. This is the first genuine coin in years, given from the heart." The boy asked curiously, "Babaji, what happened?" In a trembling voice, the beggar replied, "Son, you have no idea. Your sincere gift has given light to a blind man. This is not just charity, it's the truth of your heart." The boy smiled and walked away, but the beggar's night had changed forever. That night, the beggar opened the cupboard. Inside was an old wooden chest. He gently lifted the lid. Inside lay a military medal, some old documents, and a photograph of a young soldier in uniform, smiling with pride. It was his own picture from the time he served in the army. He had been a war hero. A bullet had hit his eyes during battle, yet he hadn't abandoned his post. He lost his sight, but not his courage. He returned as a hero, but time changed everything. His name vanished from government files. Corruption, bureaucracy, and a broken system turned him into just another beggar. Looking at the medal, he said, "Medal, even now, you burn my heart." But today, a genuine coin reminded me that I am not just a beggar. I am someone who gave his life for his homeland. The next morning, the same boy came again. This time, the beggar held his hand, gave him the military medal, and a sealed envelope. "Keep this. Maybe one day someone will remind you that even if truth isn't rewarded on time, it is never forgotten. This is my past, and you are my pride." The boy stood in awe, silent. The beggar placed his hand on the boy's head and smiled for the first time. A few days later, one evening as the sun was setting, a passerby saw the beggar sitting with his hands raised in prayer. He walked closer, called out, but the beggar was silent. Forever. At that very moment, the boy arrived, now with his father. Together, they buried the beggar with honor and preserved his belongings. 10 years passed. The boy had grown up. He now ran an orphanage. On the wall of his office hung a framed photo, the beggar's portrait, and beneath it, a real and genuine coin with golden words inscribed, "Goodness, even when hidden, always leaves its mark."